Tony D and Little Joan somewhere in the background, and this is a screenwriter's rant on my adventures with Superman Season 2, where basically girls get to do the Superman cartoon. Smash a like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books, links in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys books 1 through 14, available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. That's the new Lex Luthor, by the way. For some reason, they thought they'd put, I think, Amanda Waller in it. Not so sure why they keep doing this. They'll keep the design of Amanda Waller, but they'll change the design of Lex Luthor for some reason. Yeah, this is if girls were given the Superman franchise. All right, ladies, here you go. And make sure you make it for girls. And that's what it is. Everybody's super handsome. It kind of looks like anime. Everybody's a boy toy who's good. Everybody's an evil male who's bad. And it's done by Toonami on Adult Swim, I guess, and on Max. That's Jimmy Olsen, by the way. And they're more like a teen. Yeah, you know. I think Superman's doing a lot of the heavy lifting in this team. Just you know, my own personal thought on that. So yeah, here's Lex. I mean, like, Lex is way too young. He's supposed to be a bald, bitter old man, and I don't know why you would change it. That looks like a cyber frog, doesn't it? Kind of looks like a cyber frog. Maybe they're making a not so subtle reference. I don't know. I think General Zod is in this somewhere. I don't know who this guy is. Maybe that's Metallo, a redesign. I mean, this is like anime wacky stuff right there. Look at this shot. I'm a reporter. Okay. All right. But again, the designs doesn't appeal to boys. It appeals to girls. Everything's rounded, soft. I don't know who this guy is. I think he's a bad guy. And of course, there's a lot of focus on Lois. And there's romance. Oh, there's romance. Yeah, that was kind of part of it, except it wasn't romance. It was Clark pining for the girl he couldn't have. And he kind of couldn't have her. On the one hand, he couldn't have her because he was Superman and he couldn't reveal his secret identity. On the other hand, he kind of couldn't have her because his real persona was kind of a nerd and she was in love with Superman. She wasn't in love with Clark. Again, you change the dynamic and you wonder why the show probably doesn't appeal to its normal audience. Does this appeal to girls? I mean, again, you might as well just have done any show. You could have called it My Superhero Boyfriend. It could have been the same exact show. Same exact show. It just wouldn't have been Superman. So what's the point? What's the point of changing something so much it doesn't even recognize? It's unrecognizable. And that's what this is. You've changed the logo. You've changed all the character designs. Superman's the only one that's sort of close. It looks more like Jonathan Kent, the gay Superman. There's nothing to do with Adult Swim. Adult Swim used to be kind of edgy. An Adult Swim show would have had Superman doing crazy stuff. So, again, you're going for that, we got to go for that female audience. Where is it? Where is it? I know where it is. I know where the women go. The women want entertainment that does one of two things. First and foremost, they want entertainment that somehow supports their relationships in real life, which means they're perfectly willing to go see stuff guys like because that supports their relationship. Now, women on their own, kind of with the girls, they don't want this. They I want superheroes. There's a tiny, tiny retinue of fangirls, handful of them. Yeah, they'll watch Superman or whatever. And they're cool. I don't begrudge them their taste, but they're a small minority. Superman, again, superheroes, comic books aimed at boys. You can keep trying to socially engineer the girls to be in it. I don't know why you would. What's the point of this? What's the point of socially engineering, even if this could happen? What's the point of trying to get girls into something they're not normally into? The only thing I conclude is that somewhere in the executive line, there's a person who thinks that boys will continue to watch even though you've made it for girls. That just isn't true. Once you've girled it up, the boys don't want to watch it. They don't want to watch this. They don't want to watch Superman and a romantic relationship with Lois. No. What they want is that Superman is secretly saving the world and Lois kind of hates Clark. Kind of hates him. But she adores Superman. Oh, Superman. Clark, you just missed Superman. And then what happens when she's dumping on Clark? The guys are like, she dumps on Clark, but she's actually in love with him. Because that's what guys like to believe. It's like a fantasy for guys. For women, what's the fantasy? Other than it's some girly nonsense. Oh, that my boyfriend is Superman and maybe I'm actually the one in charge even though he's Superman. Just do a Superman show. That's my advice. This is awful. I mean, this one shot sort of sums it up. But, yeah, I guess if you want it, I guess I could review this. I want to torture myself and you. But I don't have any interest in it. I'm a grown man, number one. So, you got to make the cartoon pretty high end. You got to have Batman the Animated Series or go screw yourself. This isn't Batman the Animated Series. And that was super high quality. This is about, in my view, pandering to girls and women. You're taking an IP and you're pandering towards women, and then you're like, well, the guys will watch it too because they like Superman, comic geeks. You've burned that bridge badly. Now you've got nothing left. Right? Now you've got nothing left other than an IP that you're just running into the ditch. The sad thing is, the female audience for a standard Superman show would be just as solid as this show. Instead, you've alienated the men. They're not going to watch it. But you've increased the women by a couple of points. But probably not much. You've traded off, say, 40% of your audience for like 2. Whereas you could have just done a good show. A show that was exciting. Yeah, you could add a little new to it. But when someone who's a fan of Superman drops in on the second season of this and sees this Jimmy Olsen, the first thing they say is, oh, I wonder who that is. Then later when they hear him called Jimmy, oh, that's Jimmy Olsen. That's not Jimmy Olsen. Now, like, dialogue's going past them, and they're like, oh. And then they keep watching, and then Lex Luthor comes in, and they call him Lex, and he's like, oh, that's Lex Luthor. Oh, they changed everybody. So the old fans, then, they're not going to see that as an improvement. They don't like change. You can add new characters, right? You could have added a new character. You could have had Jimmy Olsen and maybe Jimmy's assistant. You could have had, how about here's a pitch for you. Superman in the later years, right? Now Jimmy Olsen is the head of the paper. Lois is a little older, and she's already married to Clark. They already got a kid. He's in his teens, let's say. He'll be the teen appeal, right? Clark is trying to teach him how to use his powers, and yeah, they're running around doing Superman stuff, but it's advanced. And then you could have added another reporter character. You can make him any race you want. He's a new character. Doesn't matter. You can make him as woke and crazy as you want. Then you could have made him fall in love with this other character who's supposed to be Lois Lane. And then you could have had, I don't know, the grandson of Lex Luthor. And then it would have been cool. It would have been like a continuation, like Batman Beyond. You could have young characters mixed with your old characters. People like that because you pay homage to the old stuff. You bring the old fans in. Yeah, the new fans, oh, I like this character. I mean, people liked Batman Beyond enough, they want a movie. But Hollywood doesn't see it that way. Because, in their defense, not enough people know about Batman and Beyond that they can't get enough of a focus group or enough. They can't get enough fans online to generate it for them. They want everybody to do. They want the fans to do the work for them. By the time they finally get a Batman Beyond cartoon or movie to the screen, you know, it'll be so far past its prime. It's like, well, why'd you even bother? Unfortunately, I mean, it's already been like 30 years, right? So, you know, I get it. You want to try to restart Superman, but by ignoring the old, you kind of put yourself in the category of a new show. It's just as valid as any other damn show, except you've got an IP, so maybe more people tune in for that. But, you know, there are reruns of Superman cartoons, and you're essentially competing with that. And you're not really offering anything new here other than you've girled it up. So, I guess. So, my adventures with Superman. Girly Superman, if it's for you. And that's it for me, Tony D, and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more base takes. If you can find a more base take than that, I say, take it. I will be at the Jersey Devil Fest on Saturday, starting around 9:30, 10, and I think it goes to 6. If we get rained out, the rain date is Sunday. Hope to see you there. We'll see you in the next one.